Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, this is one of the toughest decisions I've ever had to make on the main account. So, I don't know if you saw my video during the weekend. I did a Shard Pool event. I did the Hero's Path and I unlocked a 6-star Gomlok Skyhide. Okay, a 6-star Awakening. Now, I could sell this dude and get 1,000 of this stuff and then actually buy another Eternal Soulstone and go again. Yeah, and the reason why it's been such a tough decision is because when you look at this guy's kit, it's good, but not crazy good. Okay, let me go through what he does quickly. So Gomlok Skyhide, he's got a leech on his A1, pretty useful. Can actually book up to, what, 75% chance, plus Masteries 80% chance leech. Pretty damn solid. Basically, goes on for 2 turns. Has a 50% chance of placing leech for 2 turns on 2 random enemies if he's full HP. So he can actually spread it to more than one enemy, which is quite useful as well. We've got an A2 with a chance to steal random buffs from the target. Actually books to 100%. That's decent, right? But it's one target. Also, 100% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 50%. Yeah, steals 50% of the target's turn meter instead if he's full HP. And this is also on a 2-turn cooldown. So this is one of the best like turn meter steals in the game. Bearing in mind it's on a 2-turn cooldown. So you start to think about, well, where can I use this dude? You know, Dark Fae, Fire Knight, Ice Golem perhaps. Some of the other Doom Tower bosses where turn meter steal is important. And you start to think, okay, this is pretty useful. This is pretty cool. And then his A3 is also good. So 100% chance. It's a double hit. 100% chance of putting out decreased defense on all enemies. It is relevant to affinity. The first hit on each target can also drop turn meter. The second hit can put weaken. So we've got drop defense and weaken on an AoE. We've got 2 turn meter control abilities. We've got leech. And then on his passive here, whenever 4 or more buffs are placed on the enemy in a single turn, he gets a big shield. So all in all, you're like, damn. Like, he sounds nuts, right? You get him from Doom Tower. He's quite hard to get. It's a long time in Doom Tower for this guy. The trouble I've got is that his main role, drop defense and weaken. Other champions just do it better. Yeah, they bring more. So Lydia, by the time you've got Gomlok, you've definitely got Lydia. So Lydia does it better. You might well have got Draco. Draco, I think, does it better. Brings more damage. This guy doesn't bring that much damage. And his turn meter control abilities are good. But again, there's just, by the time you've got a Gomlok, you've probably got your Allure or somebody like that, who I think just does it better. But what we're going to do here, we're going to showcase this dude. A little bit of a before and after. So this is the build that I've gone for him. High speed, reasonable crit rate, good accuracy, and basically not too tanky, so I want him in Dark Fae, but a bit of a combination of damage and utility, yeah? I didn't go full on damage because, honestly, I tried it. He just doesn't hit that hard. And this is what we're going to try. I'm going to do a Dark Fae team first before I give him a blessing and then after I give him a blessing, so you can kind of see the difference it makes. And this is the team that I've built out here. So we've got, what do you need to do on Dark Fae? We've got to clear the waves. That's pretty easy to do. When you get to the boss, you've got to kill you, and then you've got to kill the boss, yeah? And ideally, you want to kill you in your first hit, so that everything else that you bring is all about the boss. So we kill me with Hedgie. Yeah, Hedgie should come in and one-shot my whole team. I've then got Allure for turn meter control. I've got turn meter control and decreased speed in Royal Guard. Plus, he's got his nuke. I've got Septimus as a nuke, plus my wave clear. He's my only wave clearer, really. And then we've got Gomlok now in this squad for drop defense and weaken on the boss, and also a lot of turn meter control. So he becomes a really strong addition to this team in terms of controlling Dark Fae. I guess I'll show you these other builds quickly along the way. So Septimus for my wave clear is built well, I would say. Slow, but well. Very high attack. 258 crit damage in Savage and Cruel Gear, which is ignoring defense because I don't have any drop defense going out for my waves. We've got Hedgie turned into Nuke Hedgie. This is how I actually much prefer to play him. even though he's less useful, just because it's a lot more fun. High attack, high crit damage, very slow, doesn't matter about his speed. He's got some accuracy to land the decreased speed from time to time as well. My Allure is just in a finite build here. Fast. She's not quite crit capped because for finite I don't need it to be crit capped. We've got accuracy 363 and then some damage as well. And then my Royal Guard build is, I think it's this one. Got 2 Royal Guards. No, not this one. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, he's awoken. A Royal Guard build, Savage Gear with Perception, 100% crit rate, 225 speed, high accuracy to land at A3, which drops turn meter and speed. And then he goes in. This is what it looks like without the Gomlok Blessing. Yeah, and this is why I'm kind of at a quandary, because I'm not sure that the Blessing adds that much. But we will see, I guess. We will see, because I've not tried it yet. I've not had him awoken yet. Septimus, pop, pop, pop. Thanks for coming, pop. And we move on to wave 2. We're saving all of our important skills. In terms of the AI setup, all of my important stuff for turn meter and setup is saved. Septimus is only A1 in at this stage. Cleans the wave, 24 seconds. Onto the boss here. Hedgie heals me. Allure gets going. We then get turn meter control from Gomlok. Decrease speed and turn meter there. And then we start laying in some nukes. All the while, Allure's saying, no thank you for turn meter. And this is why I'm a little bit unsure about what blessing even to take. Because the best blessing, I think, for a Gomlok would actually be Brimstone. Yeah, and I think Brimstone would give us damage when the enemy has a turn. And she will have a turn, I think. I don't think I'd completely lock down her turn meter. But if I put Brimstone on, when she gets a turn, we're going to get a chunk of damage. But the idea with Dark Fae is you actually don't really want her to take many turns at all. Yeah, we don't really want to take in turns. So the more I can turn meter control her, the better. And just get the damage away. Because as soon as she takes a turn, it goes to pot, honestly. And you're relying on, fear's not going off and all that type of stuff. We don't want that. So we would have had like 2 Brimstone hits now, which might be enough to kind of chunk her down. We'll see, I guess. To almost nothing. But, yeah, we're tanky enough to take those hits. We're actually getting some resistance from this Royal Guard, so maybe my accuracy is a bit low on the Royal Guard, actually. But hopefully you get a kind of idea of the concept of the team and, how it works. Obviously, the Leech being out there means that we can get our health back up, which is important for Gomlok. He does better stuff when he's got full health. And we end up with a kind of 2-minute odd auto-run team, which is solid, right? For Dark Fae 120, that is a solid team. And because it's full auto, it's great. I can just set it up. This is actually the boss on this rotation I want to farm anyway. And it's definitely my best full auto team, like without doubt. I've never had a team which is more consistently beating up Dark Fae. That's the concept. Yeah, and I've kind of got, I'd have to change his build. If I just show you the masteries that he's running right now. This job. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Kind of gone almost like a clan boss setup of mastery. So me down into War Master on the left here. I'm trying to get back his turn meter control quicker here. We've got Dark Fae and Ice Golem, so we've taken Evil Eye. And yeah, it's just pretty standard. What I would call a clan boss build with a bit of support tree for more PvE stuff. So, I mean, the other team which I've trialed him in, which works well, is Ice Golem. Now, Ice Golem I only farm when there's a decent reason to, but this concept here, so he becomes my drop defense and weaken. Reset, Seer does a Seer thing, and we reset again, and then we get onto the boss. And then basically Frozen Banshee solos the boss. Okay, and this is a decent team. Actually, Saf came up with this concept of a team, and I copied it. I copied it. I was like, fair enough. This could easily be bad L, I guess, but Frozen Banshee does a good job here. 3 rares and an epic, and then Gomlok. But Gomlok could be still Lydia, or one of these other ones. The reason why he probably works better than Lydia is just because Lydia puts Strengthen out there, So it makes your team harder to kill. You actually want your team to die fast against the boss. But this could be decent. And the more I think about his kit, I guess, you know, you've got Hydra, chance to get rid of buffs. You've got Leech on 2 heads for Hydra. You've got AoE drop defense and weaken for Hydra is pretty decent. And this is also pretty decent for Hydra. And equally for the arena. Yeah, it's possible to use him in the arena in a 3v3 team. I just feel like, again, he's not best in slot. I feel like there's people that just do the job already better than Gomlok. So let's check out Dark Fae again, I guess, with the Awakening done. I guess we should just open these little fellas whilst we're recording a video. Try and see if there's a next video lined up. What's this one here? Gory, straight away selling that soul. I've seen a lot of people getting 6 stars or 5-star Awakening through doing the hero's path. So there's going to be some interesting builds coming out, I'm sure, from a lot of people. H2 Tower and Titan, no thanks. Rare. I only really want to see maybe Renegade or Cold Heart, like for rares. I don't really use any other rares in my main teams now. I guess if I get a 6-star or someone fairly interesting, I can do it for a video, like maybe a Frozen Banshee as well. Come on. Anyone else popping up? A Goon? Who's the Goon? Another Epic. Brush, 1-star. Not bad. And another rare is Malbranche. Check the big boy one. What are you laying for us? An Epic. Oh, it's big. It's big. Ugo, 5-star. That's so good. Damn, that's better than Gomlok right there. Wow. Okay. Okay, game. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's carry on with what we're planning. Gomlok. I'm excited now. Come on. I'm excited now. So here we go. Gomlok, 6-star. Blessings unlocked. Yes, please. And the obvious blessing for this dude is Brimstone. Because of where I use him, because he's basically PvE as a legendary. If you don't have Brimstone on your team, it's good to have. Yeah, bosses take a chunk of damage. But I guess you could also argue that if you're not going to take Brimstone because you're not going to let the bosses that you face have turns, like Fire Knight and Dark Fae, for example, you don't really want them taking turns, then you could argue that him bringing Cruelty into the mix and basically dropping the boss's defense for your other champions that are hitting is not a bad shout as well. Yeah, and I was talking to Senti, HE Senti, if you don't know him, he's big brain of the community as well. And he was saying you could just take Soulreap and basically, you know, cut your farm time down by a lot, because Soulreap, when the bosses get down to 20-odd%, it's just going to pop and do a ton of damage as well. So I think I'm going to try first Soulreap. We're going to do that same Dark Fae fight, and then we're going to switch it to Brimstone and see which one gives me more value. In this squad. So all of a sudden, we've got him in there. Let's go. What do you think? Is it going to do the do? I mean, he's not going to help me on waves. He doesn't do enough damage to get Soulreap benefit on waves, I don't think. Although some might be less than 20%, so... I don't think he did. I don't think he got any value from waves. Didn't see it anyway. They're already just killing them. If they're down to that level, they're just dying anyway. But anyway, Septimus does the waves. He doesn't care. He doesn't need help. So on to the boss then. And because it's a 6-star Awakening, this is just no accuracy required. It's 100% that we're going to get Brimstone out there. But we didn't. Why not? Oh, because I've got Soulreap on. Oh, yeah, I'm like, what the hell's going on? Where's my 100%? So we know the time before. I think it was like 2 minutes odd. We're going to see no change other than he's actually doing a bit more damage. He's got a bit more speed and stuff just because of the blessing. You know, you get quite a good upgrade in terms of stats from the blessings, actually. So he will just be hitting a little bit harder right now. Edgy, deal with that. And then all we're going to see is when we get low around here, we should see the Soulreap come out. I'm interested to see just how much damage it does. Like, is there? I think there's a cap on the amount of damage it can do. But we will see. Either way, it's definitely going to speed us up because we've got 20% less of the boss's health to deal with. There it is, Soulreap, 280k. And then we've got a 1 minute 36 time, my new best time. Does a blessing make a difference? I just got my new best time. Of course it makes a difference. And if I had a blessing on Septimus or Hedgie, Soulreap's awesome here, right? Because I would just put Brimstone on somebody else. I mean, the boss only had, what, 1 turn there? But there we go, 1 minute 36. New best time. And if that's an auto farm, damn, I'll take it. So let's change it out now for Brimstone. Just see what the stat difference. So I don't have all of the same offensive stat gain. But I do get a bunch more accuracy, which is good for this dude. So we'll take that. And see what it does now. I think this feels more optimal to me because I can use Brimstone in, if I used him in a Hydra team, if I used him on Ice Golem. Pretty sure Brimstone does not proc the Ice Golem passive. Could be wrong on that. I guess we'll see. Obviously, there's no difference here in terms of any of the wave clear. That's all going to be the same. But certainly, like, getting champions with blessings, it is pretty interesting in terms of, you know, playing around with it. Here comes the nuke. Job done. Didn't land Brimstone. Why did we not land Brimstone? 100. Oh, it's on a turn. It's on like a 4-turn cooldown, right? Yeah, now it's on. Brimstone will only do damage when Dark Fae uses one of her main abilities. This is why I'm a bit unsure about Ice Golem for it, because there's only one ability that the Ice Golem can actually use. And it's on a long cooldown. But I guess we will see. Like, I will only get 1 proc of it. What do we get there? 178k damage. The Soulreap gave us, what, 280? Which got 178. So basically, if Dark Fae has 2 turns, then that was better. If it's 1 turn, then Soulreap is just better. And that's a little bit RNG. Am I landing on my stuff? I guess either way here, this is slower by quite a bit, but that might just be RNG of what I'm doing as well. Brimstone procs again. Was it? No, there was no ability. Was there an ability actually used there? Or was that just an A1? Not sure. I didn't see Brimstone proc again. But we end up with a 1 minute 50 odd. So the blessing I thought was going to be better ended up considerably worse in terms of damage done. Interesting. So I guess let's jump onto an Ice Golem run. I'm just going to change his masteries here. I don't really want him with Warmaster potentially proccing the Ice Golem's passive. So I'm just going to remove his masteries completely and go against the Ice Golem. And I guess for this team, I'll just show you quickly. My Seer is just going to be clearing waves. So my Seer is built for damage in Savage Gear. Relatively slow, 100% crit rate, nearly 300%, over 300% crit damage. I don't have many buffs to rip off. So we've got a Renegade in a shield set who's quicker. We've got a Renegade in... Where are you, Renegade number 2? Renegade number 2 in immunity gear. A bit slower for the resets. And then we've got a Frozen Banshee in pretty high resistance. She's in resistance. Here, 300% resistance, 240 accuracy, good speed, and then some health and defense. Defense might be a little bit low, actually. Just switch that out. Can. Might like a bit more defense than that, ideally. Yeah, here we go. 2.6-ish, 56k. Masteries, resistance build. I don't want any Warmaster procs. resetting the Ice Golem's big slam. Yeah, we don't really want the big slam to happen again. Okay, then let's just show you the setup for this. So we've got Gomlok will always do his A3. Sorry, he does his A3 first, and he's going to open with his A1 and then A3 second round. And then open with his A1, A3 on the boss as well. We've got Seer is always just Karma burning. For the second wave, she's going to throw up buffs and then Karma burn second. And then for the boss, we Karma burn as soon as we can. And then the Renegades are basically set up. So Renegade 1 will use his reset on wave 2. And then Renegade 2 use the reset on wave 3. Frozen Banshee basically just set up to Frostblight and then poisons on the boss. Now, my Seer doesn't quite do enough damage. That's a problem here. My Seer is not doing enough damage because I don't have enough buffs to rip off. So, yeah, Lydia just straight up would help me clear this straight away. You see here, we always end up with 1 or 2 people alive with a little bit of damage required to finish them off. So it means it's not as quick as it could be, like by quite a way as well. We want to be clearing that in like 10 seconds. Wave 2, I should have enough damage because we have to do a Seer buff first, which means we get an extra round of buffs across the team. They all put buffs on themselves as well, so there's more buffs to rip off. Normally I clear that in one shot, so it didn't this time, whatever reason. RNG on the damage. So even though I've got a really hard hitting Seer, it doesn't hit hard enough for this particular comp to work. But then the idea here is we get our reset away, we get the drop defense and weaken, we kill the side ads, and then basically I need the boss now to kill me. Got Brimstone on. I need the boss to kill me. Brimstone should proc here. There it is, 250k of damage. I need this dude to be dead before he goes and does something silly, like resets the side ads. That's the last thing I need. Side ads alive. She didn't do. Okay, so now all of the damage should be poison. Yeah, and then this is where it goes quick because there's no one else to do work. And Frozen Banshee's like that, hyper speed, poisoning like a boss. And so we basically, what did Brimstone give me here? 250k of extra damage. And I guess that's the equivalent of maybe 10 seconds saving, something like that. But that's the idea. So if I could curb away 10 seconds to the start of the run by getting a stronger Seer, then damn. And maybe that's using him for cruelty. Like it's ebbs and flows, honestly, in terms of what we could do with the dude. But there you go. That is Gomlok fully awoken. He's bringing me more consistency and faster times. But you could kind of see where I was going with, is it worth it for me? Should I just re-rolled it? And the answer maybe is yes, I should have done, because like, where else do I use the dude? Honestly, I've got better options for the arena. Not everyone will have, but I do. And yeah, I mean, 100% he's going to come into a faction war team. If it was open, yes, he would be in the team, like first on the team sheet for sure. Other Doom Tower bosses, I mean, I don't know really where I would use him. You don't really want to load a Termite control on Griffin unless you're going high resistance. You certainly don't want Termite control against Bommel. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like maybe Soulreap a bit. But yeah, it feels like he is a little bit surplus to requirements by the time you get him. Even fully 6-star, like, awake, I'm not sure that he's the best man for the job. But there you go, guys. That's what you get. Blessings make a big difference to your damage. What would you use him for? What do you think? I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you later.